restore your dead to life.
But perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Boom! We're recording. All right. Welcome, guys, to another Throne Talk episode 4. This is gonna be on season 5. Oh, damn! I mean season 8, episode 5. Yeah.
Episode 5.
But this is a very interesting episode. One episode that I actually liked but didn't like. If you get what I mean. You get what I mean, Toke?
Seems to be the trend of this season. It seems to be the trend of the season.
No, but I mean,
You love it and you hate it at the same time.
I loved all of the ones up till this one. Like I liked it, but I didn't like it. But what did you feel? What did you like about it? And or did you not like it?
Well, I, it was very action packed, which I love.
Yeah.
Obviously, I love seeing my boy Drawn in action. I just didn't think he was going to be doing exactly what he was doing. And we talked about like how is he going to get past all the scorpions?
And we saw that.
How
yeah.
are they gonna get into King's Landing? And it seemed like Drogon, I don't know, leveled up on that fight because King's Landing is like no more. So I'm not sure what she's gonna rule.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like she has anything. So
Yeah. So going into what I didn't like. Going into I just didn't like the way she reacted to everything, and I was talking to this girl on Twitter, saying that she was all like, oh, you guys shouldn't be mad at Danny, blah blah, and I get it. Yes, Danny has been through so much. She feels so alone. She feels hurt, but to go back to like being the Mad Queen essentially now, I just don't like that she killed innocent people, like little kids, and it hurt me, bro.
yeah, I mean, she really pulled Cersei and them out root from stem. So I mean, she did exactly what she said. She would show no mercy there. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is she's done more evil than the Night King and Cersei ever did. So
Yeah, and then that's one thing too I didn't get. She had a straight shot to the Red Keep. She didn't have to do none of this zigzagging stuff. She didn't have to. No, she had a straight shot to the keep. There was no more scorpions for them to take down Drogon. None of that. But what does she do? She hears the bells. She probably thinks about Tyrion being like, they surrendered. And she's like, nope. Went Mad Queen and killed innocent people, and it kind of it hurt to see. But I mean, besides all that, let's go into the face of Jon Snow, because you could tell he was he was in shock.
oh yeah, he well, I think he's made up his mind on how he feels about Dany now. I don't know how you couldn't. She's officially crossed the line. She showed that she didn't have morals. I mean, that's a Jon Snow characteristic for sure.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, just this look of horror on his face when he saw his own men were taking in, plundering the absolute destruction of King's Landing. It seemed a little bit out of character. I mean, because we've seen, I don't know, the North being such an honorable group of people, and they just kind of went into absolute chaos. A lot of place, I would say. But yeah, I think Jon Snow definitely is a man of honor. There was no honor there. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him take that up against Daenerys in next episode.
Yeah. I just oh, what the fluff? Yo, you took my purple. I took mother sucker.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that was
forgot.
yours?
It's all good. It's all
I
good.
was like, oh, alright. Got all excited.
I didn't, and I have a feeling. So that scene where Jon Snow finally realizes, right, what the freak's going on in their mind.
Yeah.
You saw freaking Grey Worm went a little rogue too, and
Yes, he did.
I have a feeling that in the next episode, Grey Worm and Jon are gonna have an epic battle. They're gonna have to.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, So for me, it's okay. Is Jon gonna kill Daenerys?
I think Arya will.
Is Arya gonna kill
Who do you think?
Daenerys?
I say it's Arya.
I'm gonna probably say it's probably gonna be
It's gonna be
Jon.
Jon. I don't think he have the balls
You
for
gotta,
it.
you gotta
Honestly.
think. Well, okay, if he's gonna be involved in, essentially, it's gonna be a coup.
Yeah.
Coup against Daenerys. I don't know if you remember way back in season 1 when Ned Stark was trying to teach a lesson. He said that the one to pass judgment should be the executioner.
Oh yeah, for the.
And Daenerys said,
Yeah, yeah.
so if he's actually going to make a move against Daenerys, he's going to be the executioner. That's sucked right there. Yeah. So I think he personally brought the North in to help Daenerys. I think he's gonna feel personal for what she did.
Yeah.
I think he will be the one to pass judgment. My only question is, what is Drogon gonna do?
I think, well, if he's the one to pass judgment, I think Drogon will try to burn him. And then people are going to realize that he is a Targaryen, and somehow Sam's gonna come out of the woods and be like, "Here's a proof," and maybe that's one way he gets the Iron Throne. But I doubt Jon would still even want the Iron, and I don't think he'd be the one.
Well, it was clear that Varys and his little birds, right, were spreading the word about Jon Snow being the true heir to the Iron Throne. And there was that scene where he was actually talking to that little girl and saying that the greatest danger is great reward. So it wouldn't surprise me if we would see possibly Dorne. They talked a lot about Dorne being on their side, but you didn't see any Dornish men fighting because it really rushed the battle against Cersei. So it could be Sansa could be coming down. Well, I don't know, but he's definitely doing some kind of power play. That Varys will be the one to take out Daenerys inadvertently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get that.
So if that means that Jon gets a little bit of aid somehow, God, Dothraki were absolute savages.
What'd you feel about the Golden Company? They're supposed to be badasses. They're supposed to be like, you know, that's, I know they're not like the Unsullied, but they're pretty much sellswords that all they've done their whole life is train, you know. So they're supposed to be.
Oh, they're the greatest sellswords in Essos.
Yeah. So what'd you think about all that? You didn't see it.
That was kind of sad. I was really hoping to see the Golden Company and to see them go out so quickly. Was kind of shocking, to say the least. Yeah, that was intriguing, very intriguing.
Yeah.
Little upsetting.
Oh, yeah, I was kind of upset,
honestly,
because and now we see why they didn't get the big elephants, but
yeah, they didn't want to waste the budget.
But no, I was for sure disappointed because I've been watching that channel you recommended to me. And you know, she talks about the sellswords and how they're freaking sick, man. They I forget the history of their shields and why they carry the skulls on them, but they're like of their fallen commanders or something like that, right?
Yeah. It's their way of bringing their past commanders into battle with them.
Yeah, and I think that's sick.
Really cool. Kind of a sacred thing with them. So even the past soldiers who have served in the Golden Company are always with them.
And now, they have to add another one.
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah, they're
a lot more if there's any left. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting thing.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was a good but very disappointing show for me. The one thing I believe that saved it, and I don't know if you want to agree with me. Let's see if we're thinking about the same thing. What do you think was the best part of Game of Thrones, of this episode particularly?
Probably the Hound versus the Mountain.
The Clegane Bowl was that was sick.
Oh yeah,
I think that saved this episode. Honestly,
it definitely. It was. I don't know. It was the one thing that just didn't disappoint me.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It didn't really. Yeah, because Dany disappointed me because I always saw her as like, oh, she's not her dad. Like she's not gonna do this.
Right.
And I was so blinded by her beauty that she kind of showed it throughout all the seasons that she is like her dad. She kills.
Right.
She's ruthless about it. Therefore blah blah. But
she burned them in their homes, burned them in their beds.
Yeah, dude. And
just like her father wanted to do.
And
but she didn't have to do it with with wildfire.
What killed me was that ending part, dude, with Arya when she saw the little girl and her mom. Damn it, Danny.
Yeah. Oh
The
yeah, that
street.
was yeah. It's someone you've I don't know kind of grown to love over the past few seasons, and then just seeing just absolute horror.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different experience, to say the least.
Yeah. No, it was
I
tough.
I'll tell you one of the most disappointing things for me was how Jamie and Cersei went out. I really was hoping that Cersei would get a blade through her, and I don't know. It seemed like they were kind of trying to make her seem sympathetic towards the end.
They were. I agree with you. I didn't like
Yeah.
it either. After all she's done and after how like cruel she's been throughout season after season, I did hope her death was gonna be better, either by Arya or by Danny, but it didn't.
I mean, if I were to guess the reason why they did it that way, I don't know if it's going to be the same way in the books. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm assuming they kind of want to add some shock value. They want you to think that Dany or Cersei isn't actually as bad as someone like Dany. But they could be just trying to make you, I don't know, add that shock value. And that's probably why they were sympathizing. They probably didn't want two people who were just kind of.
Come in.
They probably didn't want to have two villains that were bringing down the story and make it a little more depressing.
I love you, Dad. See you tomorrow. What was that talk? Sorry.
I'm assuming they didn't want to have two hard, depressing people towards the end of the episode. They probably wanted to really play up the horrors that Dany was doing.
Oh yeah.
If I were to guess reason why they made that decision.
Yeah. Did you like that that Euron and Jamie fight?
Horrible. Horrible.
It's kind of dumb that he was satisfied with being the one to.
Yeah, it was definitely a letdown. It's just I didn't want to see Jamie die that way. I didn't want to see Euron die that way. I wanted Yura. Where the hell is Yura? Seriously.
The Iron Islands, I guess, dude.
She was the one who was supposed to kill Euron, not Jamie.
He for sure should have been the one to kill him. And they did it kind of weird to the point of how he even got to the same place that Jamie.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, oh well, this is what the director wanted, so we'll put him there for plot purposes. That's what it felt like.
And I'm pretty sure George R.R. Martin is watching all this and getting like all the feedback to make sure that he doesn't,
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's clear that Dan and Dave haven't necessarily gone word for word from the book.
Well, I mean this part of the book isn't written, right?
When Stannis, no, it's not. And when, like, for example, Stannis Baratheon was alive in the book, same when he actually died in the show. So he was actually dead in the show, but alive still in the book.
Oh.
So it just kind of shows that they're kind of doing things a little bit differently. I mean, I don't know. It's tough to swallow for sure how they're treating the show right now. So we'll have to see, but
yeah,
definitely going down a weird path.
So our prediction that we said in the last one was answered as far as the snowflakes, aka the ash.
Right. Yep, it was definitely ash.
And we saw that in that Arya scene, which was actually really good too. I enjoyed that Arya scene. I don't know if I'm interpreting it right or anything like that, but after her seeing all the kids dying and the Hound giving her the speech that you don't want the revenge, you don't want this type of life, I think she's gonna take up Gendry's offer of being like a queen. Do you think I'm off on that, or
yeah,
what's your?
No, I mean that's exactly how I felt when I saw it. I think she got some of her humanity back.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw her childlike innocence that she had in the beginning of the show when she went with Ned Stark to the to King's Landing, up until the point where obviously Ned Stark left us. Then she started taking down a much darker path, and it seems like in this season she's actually getting a little bit of her humanity back, which is good to see. So it wouldn't surprise me if she realized that Gendry means more to her and she wants to live now. So
yeah,
I thought basically all the scenes with the Hound were A+ for me. They were definitely the best part of the series so far.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing they kind of did the Hound justice in making him showing like his soft side, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not a bad person. He's not what you think.
Right.
And I kind of love the way he went out too, as far as taking his brother and going back into the fire that he was always afraid of. He went back to his fear. Like it says, face your fears, blah blah, and he said, fluff it.
Well, that's that's the one thing that he hates more than his brother.
Yeah.
Or his fire. He was willing to face that fear to take him out. I think that says a lot about his relationship with his brother.
Yeah, that his hatred for his brother overtook his fear, and he just wanted him dead. And I'm glad he wasn't looking to stay alive. Like his main mission was like.
Yeah, he fulfilled his part for sure in the show. It felt like it was a good death for him. It satisfied me. It was a good way to close out his storyline. Because he really didn't have anything left. I mean, he pretty much used up everything. You had Beric Dondarrion. He was already dead, which was, spent the majority of the time with the Hound. So he's gone. So it's kind of like, well, who does he have left? Well, he has Arya. But that's pretty much all that the Hound has left for his storyline. So I think it was good that they ended it when they ended it, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. What do you and how do you feel? Because yeah, I get you. I don't want to see another dragon go down. I don't want to see Jordan go down. But how do you feel from freaking Euron being so accurate with Rhaegal to almost, what would you say, at least 40 plus scorpions not being able to
being comically bad.
Yes.
All of a sudden. I mean, you're looking at the very first shot, he hit Rhaegal. The second shot, he hit Rhaegal. The third shot, he hit Rhaegal.
It's not like Rhaegal was standing still. I get it. He was in one place, but he was moving forward. It's not easy to predict a perfect headshot on a dragon.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of weird. It was definitely kind of weird, for sure. I mean, we talked about how it's like, okay, if they could do that, how is Drogon gonna live? And all of a sudden,
he destroys everything.
He's just, I mean, he has reflexes like no one else who's ever lived. He's a huge ass dragon.
Yeah.
This guy's absolutely limber as a, I don't know, as a dire wolf. Like, seriously.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's definitely a little weird. It was a plot thing to kill Rhaegal, and they wanted Rhaegal dead.
I don't know why.
To be able to put this kind of emotion. Well, they I think they were trying to figure out, well, how can we make Dany so desperate that she destroys King's Landing?
Okay, yeah.
So it was sort of a plot, unfortunately.
So after seeing all this go down, this whole episode, what are your feelings? What are your thoughts as far as who's gonna sit on the Iron Throne?
Ooh, damn.
How it's gonna play out?
Well, who's gonna be left? Well, I don't think that there's gonna be an Iron Throne left. Dany's probably gonna destroy that too.
Oh, you think she'll get rid of it?
I think she'll get rid of it.
Why do you think that?
she just about destroyed. Well, she just about destroyed her family's home for no real purpose besides causing damage. She already won, yet she decided to basically take down half the Red Keep. What do you think? Why would you think that she would want to save the throne at this point? It appears like she almost wants to erase all the pain that she feels has been inflicted on her family. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if she destroys the Iron Throne.
Yeah, especially if she's alone, if she feels alone.
Well, she feels alone. I mean.
Oh yeah, and you mentioned that, right? The Varys.
Yeah.
The Varys.
Maester.
The Varys saying.
Maester Aemon. Well, which one?
The one. People flip a coin when.
Yeah. Flip a coin. Breath. Targaryen is born.
Yeah.
I guess Maester Aemon was right about it's a terrible thing when a Targaryen is alone.
And what did he say exactly?
I believe the quote was I believe it was Maester Aemon, who was a Targaryen, was speaking to Sam, and what he was saying to Sam was a Targaryen alone in the world is a terrible thing. They were talking. Maester Aemon was talking about how basically proud he was that Dany was able to accomplish so much without instilling fear. And I mean, I always thought it was just sad. It was supposed to be a sad thing for a Targaryen to be alone, but it looks like the truth is it's a horrible thing when a Targaryen feels alone.
Yeah, no, and I see that after reading or continue to read the book of Fire and Blood. Because you know there's certain Targaryens that were alone and they just can't trust anyone.
Well, it was the same thing that happened to her father.
No, but yeah,
You
but
know,
even before her time.
yeah. Well, look at her. You can basically look at her father taking same path. So what happened? He was married, wife died. He felt alone there. His son. He found out his son was plotting to usurp the throne from him. Rhaegal. He found out that.
Okay.
So he found out that his son was trying to usurp the throne from him. He found out his wife died, and then he also found out that his best friend Tywin Lannister, well, at least he thought his best friend was betraying him by ruling the country, and he felt like he was taking credit. He felt like the people loved Tywin and not him. The same thing happened with Jon Snow.
Oh yeah.
You know, Dany feels that Jon Snow is the one who's the true ruler, the one who is loved by the people. She lost her brother. She lost her father. I guess it's true that it's a terrible thing when a Targaryen's alone.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I get you. And okay, so going back to the question, who do you think is how do you think it's gonna play out for whoever you think is gonna be on the throne?
Okay. Well, Dany's gonna die
He's dead. All right, boom.
for sure.
He's out.
She's dead. Nothing we can do about that. She's not coming back. Jon Snow's probably gonna die,
How's he gonna die?
killing Daenerys. Then you'll probably see Gendry take over the Iron Throne.
Okay.
I mean, if Jon Snow's not alive, it's probably Gendry. You know, Gendry was legitimized. You're looking at he's a legitimized son of the former king. Be a pretty easy thing, just move him right into the Iron Throne. So in the end, you'll basically have Arya and Gendry on the throne.
All right. So for you, it's Arya and Gendry. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So how I think it's gonna work out is I think Jon is gonna stay alive. I think Arya is gonna kill Dany. I think that's gonna be her last kill. She's gonna, in a way, kind of be like satisfied.
I mean, if anyone was going to kill Dany, I think it would probably be her. But do you think that there was a little bit more to? I mean, you did not see Jon Snow talking about his heritage with his sisters. Do you think him and his sisters concocted some kind of plan just in case Dany were to go full Mad Queen?
Kind of, and that's why I think. This is my opinion. I think Sansa's gonna sit on the throne. I think she'll be the one. Yeah.
Think so?
And I don't know how she's gonna get there, but I think it's gonna be somehow the way Jon stays alive. He's the one that's gonna go back to the north, stay up north, be the king of the north, or whatever, and he'll probably send Sansa because she's always like that kind of stuff, that girly stuff, that high maintenance type stuff, where King's Landing would be perfect for her. And I think she cares about people, and she showed it when she cares about the North and wants the North to be independent.
Well, she does know the game. That's one of the most important things.
You kind of got some knowledge from Cersei, right?
Well, she learned from Cersei. She learned from I mean, she learned from Tyrion.
Oh, Littlefinger is probably the best.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, she saw right through Dany. I mean, because she's not naive. She's not love-stricken. She understands the mentality of these rulers. So
yeah,
I think Sansa would do a good job for sure.
Yeah, and I think Jon would go. Kind of has something to do with Tormund when he's all like, the North is always yours. You can always come. I think Jon will go ruling the North from the Wall, like where all the wildlings are, and he'll live his life there. After killing Dany. But I think Arya would do it. I don't know why. I just have a feeling.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he lives for sure. I can't see him ruling the Iron Throne.
Yeah, I can't see that either.
He is a Northerner through and through. I think the whole point is it may be a little bit ironic. One of the driving factors of Daenerys going crazy is her fear that Jon will take what is hers, and in the end, he completely rejects it.
Exactly, and I hope before she dies she sees that, but she probably won't see that because she'll already be dead. But
yeah, it's definitely. I'm a little bit worried for the next episode.
Yeah, just
the weird thing is, I heard that even though the next episode is the last episode, there is still another something that's coming out. So I don't know if it's gonna be like.
I you said it's gonna be about like
kind of like what happens.
Oh,
I don't know if it's going to be like what happened. Like it's not actually part of the story. It's like a glossary of how the world changed afterwards. I'm not sure, but I heard that there is an additional episode, but it's not an episode. So
I'll be sick.
it's gonna be interesting for
Like
sure.
kind of showing the outcome of everything, right? Like,
Right. Yeah. I'm thinking that's probably what it is. But I have a question
yeah.
for you. I've seen online there's been a lot of backlash against Dan and Dave doing a poor job as writers, a poor job as directors. What is your take? How do you feel the job that they've done? Do you think they've done irreparable damage? Do you think they have misinterpreted? How do you feel?
I mean, I'm just getting into the stages as far as becoming a full-fledged, knowledgeable nerd, right? But as far as what I think,
Welcome, welcome.
I don't. Thank you. I don't think they're doing a terrible job, but okay, number one, I don't think they have enough time. Six to drop
Yeah,
everything in 6 episodes, it's a lot, and there's so much stuff they
yeah,
have to skip. There's so much stuff that they have to think about either keeping or not keeping. It's for sure difficult. And another thing, I think the writing could be better, but I don't entirely think it's their fault. I don't think they're doing like a horrible job. But yeah, it could for sure be 110% better.
right.
Um,
Dan and Dave, they're going to be doing a new Star Wars series after they're done with Game of Thrones.
oh, they're doing the one that's gonna be on iDisney or whatever.
No, they're actually going to be doing movies. So after episode 9,
Oh, there's another
we're gonna
trilogy,
be
right?
having, yep, a brand new trilogy. I don't know. I feel like they're getting blamed for George R. R. Martin's shortfalls. I think he's done a great job so far. I think the one problem is, it has taken him so long to do any kind of material. I feel like he's actually kind of relying on Dan and Dave right now to finish his series.
Exactly, and that's where I say he's watching for what he's watching for like what people are reacting to, and I'm pretty sure that's why George R. R. Martin hasn't really like finished the book, is because he's like seeing, oh, okay, these dudes put this in the movie, or I mean in the show, and it's horrible, and these guys don't like it, so therefore I'm not gonna put it in and make sure that people do love you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I definitely feel like they're getting blamed right
Yeah.
now. And I don't think that's fair.
and George R. R. Martin's gonna be the Lord and Savior with his book. The book's gonna be amazing. Blah blah blah.
Right.
And yeah, but yeah, I don't think it's their fault, dude. 6 episodes to give possibly the best that they can for a book
Right.
that's gonna be very long, extensive. I'm pretty sure there's so much more parts to it. What did George R. R. Martin give him? Just who he wants on Iron Throne, right? Pretty much it.
Yeah, pretty much. What he
He said, "Don't kill Arya."
he did a test when they initially got hired. He said, "Okay, who do you think is going to be on the Iron Throne?"
Oh, he tested them.
And they said, "Well, yeah." He said after they watched it, they gave their theory, and they said, "You're correct." So he was. I wonder if he even had it, if he even knew at that point,
Were you the one?
or if he or if he was just trying to get help with finishing it.
Were you the one who told me that his wife would leave him if he were to kill Arya?
I think that was Dan and Dave.
Oh yeah.
Well, one
That
of
the
them.
wife told them, right?
Yeah, she's pretty upset because she didn't want them to die. And that's the thing. I mean, when you only give someone like Dan and Dave, I mean, they did a fantastic job with the series. Fantastic job up until when they ran out of literature, and that's when people said they were really starting to hurt a little bit. But I don't think that's their fault
No.
entirely.
Not even close.
I'm still really thoroughly enjoying the show. Because obviously, our expectations on how things were going to go have really been rocked
Yeah.
quite a bit.
And yeah, exactly. And going back to the beginning where I said I didn't like it, but I liked it. The only reason I said that is because of Danny. I love her so much.
Right.
She's my Khaleesi. And I had better. How would I say? I was the guy rooting that she was going to do better than her father.
Right.
So that's why I didn't like it, because of her, but they didn't do a horrible job. I liked the episode in the end.
Kind of horrible, but I kind of feel like the dragon needs to die.
Oh, 100%.
with all the horrors, because I feel like I don't think Jon Snow can live with the dragon there.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think Drogon and Jon could live together. You know, we've seen Drogon react a certain way towards Jon.
Even let's say not magically, but somehow Drogon has to Drakari freaking Jon real quick, and Drogon sees that freaking Jon's not dying. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Drogon would still like not accept him?
That may be one of the only ways that Drogon would accept him. If Jon was, and that could be one of the, you know, you may actually see Daenerys in the end order Jon Snow's death via Dracarys,
because,
and then you may see Jon Snow actually emerge.
You know what? That's how I think it's gonna play out. I think Grey Worm's gonna be like, "Yo, Jon, yes."
Okay, I got it right now. Okay.
That just clicked. Go
so
ahead.
There's,
Speedy.
so yeah, it just clicked for me. Okay. So there is a prophecy about, you know, about the one who wields Lightbringer.
Azor Ahai.
Right. Azor Ahai. How
Longclaw.
he forges a sword.
Yeah.
And you know, the prophecy states that, well, the original forging of the sword goes like this. The smith spent 30 days and 30 nights forging the sword, and after he took it out of the flames, he drove it through the heart of
Dragon.
I think it was like a deer or something like that, and it broke. Then he spent 60 days and 60 nights, pulled it out of the flames, and stuck it to the heart of a lion, and it still broke. And at that point, the smith knew exactly what he had to do, and he spent 90 days and 90 nights forging the sword. When he brought it out of the fire, he drove it through the heart of his lover, Nissa, and the sword was forged as Lightbringer. Jon Snow is going to get burned. His whole story was being smithed into the hero that we see today. He is going to be put through the fires of Drogon, walk out, and drive the sword through the heart of his Nissa, his love, and Daenerys Stormborn. And that's how she's going to die. And she is fearful of Jon Snow's claim to the throne. When she saw her brother die by burning alive with the molten metal poured over his head, she stated that he was no dragon. She's going to see that Jon Snow's the dragon right before he plunges the sword through. I think that is how she's going to meet her in.
Well, without me knowing the prophecy, yeah. Just like you. It kind of clicked. As soon as you said that, yeah, Grey Worm's gonna snitch. He's gonna tell Daenerys that Jon either got like scared or second guessed his queen, try to stop his men,
Right.
and then yeah, and exactly what you said. She's gonna try to burn him, and he's gonna emerge as a dragon. Not butt naked though, but he's gonna emerge as a dragon. And
He may be butt naked.
but do you think she would let him get burned with his sword, or you know, his sword at his waist?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna approach her and then tell her that
Okay.
he doesn't stand for what she's doing. It's not gonna be, oh, traitor, and then brings him up there.
And then Grey
No,
Worm's
it's
gonna be like, I told you, he does not think you are worthy. And boom, Drakari.
I told you, the white boy is evil.
Drakari.
I don't trust anyone who has a wolf.
Hey, you know how every time she Drakari's it does like that doom. It's gonna happen, then you'll hear like a freaking song come up, and then John's like, ah. And then boom, that's the killer. Thought you were my queen. He's gonna do a freaking. You're the chosen one.
You're the chosen one.
He's gonna do an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep.
I thought you were gonna bring what? I thought you were gonna bring.
Balance the force, not leave us in darkness.
Oh, there it is. George R.R. Martin is stealing from Star Wars.
He sold them with rings and Star Wars.
Stole it all. Wow, we just figured it out, Toke.
We just figured it out.
You got all those best sellers, son of a gun, from stealing, huh?
You are transparent.
We found it out. Nah.
We figured it out.
That's crazy, dude. Toke, in all the prophecies that we have said, not prophecies, but like theories, I hope we're right on this one, dude, because we've been 0 for like, I don't know, dude, 0 for 10 on all our freaking theories.
Man, Like, what the hell, man?
If Arya dies
What
in
the hell?
that building destruction, that would have been later than Boba Fett's death. What do you mean? Like lamer? Is that what you meant to say? Like lamer? Oh, cause Boba Fett died in that pit, huh?
Probably. Yeah.
Ah!
Poor
I
Bubba.
know. Sucks for him. Lamer. Yeah, okay, lamer.
The other one didn't deserve to die like that.
Yeah, dude, but dude, for sure, it's I'll stick to that theory. And after that, after he kills her, he's gonna throw down with Grey Worm. No, you killed my queen. You know what I'm saying? He kills Grey Worm, and he goes to Sansa. He somehow says, Sansa, go ahead, go to frickin' King's Landing, be the queen, and then he will be the king of the North, like he's always.
He's gonna be all brooding, gonna be like, I told him, I told her, I never wanted the crown. I just want to live in peace.
Wanted the North, be the North. Just wanted it to be a better place. But she fucking can do it. Okay, Connor, calm down.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna be like, what is this? That's your I know that's your Conor McGregor voice.
Let's see, both of you. Who sits in the end and who dies in the next episode? We already talked about it. We're kind of late. We're actually towards the end of the episode. But Tog thinks it's gonna be. You said Gendry, right? And Arya.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Gendry.
And I think it's gonna be Sansa. And to recap it all, who did you say was gonna die? Daenerys.
Daenerys is gonna die by the hands of Jon Snow. Basically, it's gonna go down as Jon Snow. I'm not sure if you were here at this point, Devin, but there's prophecy about Zora High, but a smith when he was forging Lightbringer spent 30 days and 30 nights trying to create this flaming sword. After 30 days and 30 nights, he pulled it out of the fire and stuck it through the heart of a deer. I think it was a deer, and it broke. Then he spent 60 days and 60 nights smithing this sword, pulled it out of the fire, and drove it through the heart of a lion. And it still broke. At that point, he felt remorseful because he knew what he had to do. He spent 90 days and 90 nights smithing Lightbringer, and then drove it through the heart of his Nissa, his beloved wife, drove it straight through her heart. That is how Lightbringer was forged. I think Jon Snow is gonna approach Daenerys Targaryen. He's gonna approach Daenerys Targaryen. He's gonna try and kill her. She's gonna order her dragon to burn him, and Jon Snow is gonna emerge out of the flames, and he's going to be wielding the flaming sword of Lightbringer, and he's going to drive it through the heart of his Nissa, which is Daenerys, the woman he loves. And that is how I think Daenerys is going to die.
Yep, there you go. I didn't know about the prophecy, but after Tolk, I forgot what you said. Once you kind of said it, I was like, it was something about Grey Worm. So Tolk, anything else you have to say, want to say, put in?
I think that's pretty much covered all the theories. What's gonna happen?
Yeah, I hope in the theory that we said, at least we get 1 out of 10. Because yeah, he's I hope he's a Azor Ahai.
I think the main thing about this story of Ice and Fire is George R. R. Martin's trying to tell us that not all the prophecies are as they seem.
Yeah.
The big evil, I don't think it was ever the Night King. I think it really was Daenerys from the very beginning.
Very true.
What purpose the Night King has, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know about Bran anymore. Like I don't even care.
It's kind of strange, the Night King didn't exist in the books, so, or at least hasn't been shown. So it's kind of interesting to see if they'll do anything with
I
it
hope they
in the
just
books.
keep it dead.
Not sure.
What do you think of Jaime and Cersei's death? We talked about that too. We hated it.
Absolutely
yeah.
lame.
Let me just end the episode here, and then we'll talk about it on the stream. Unless you have to get off, Toke.
No,
Okay.
I'm good.
Well, guys, this is the end of episode as I get shot. Episode 4 of Film Talk. And let us know down below what you guys think and your prophecies. I thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. Stay blessed, God bless. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. See you later, Soap. What the flow?
Later.